Hello, 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 and
Hi,
welcome to Tuesday Talks with the Conways.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Chris. We're happy to have you here this week. We mentioned we have some new setups,
hmm
and things have changed, and I don't like change. We don't like change. Speaking of that, the tool we're using, they changed it, and it looks a little
It's
different.
different.
So I struggle. Anytime Facebook changed their website, it was always a struggle bus for me. I don't like change.
Yeah.
Um, so, welcome to Tuesday Talk for the Conways.
Oh,
Yes. So, we've got some really good content for you all tonight.
a lot. We're hoping it might be a two-parter. We're gonna see.
Yes.
We're gonna see.
So we're glad to have you all here. We'll give everyone a chance to join. But we've got so far, we got quite a few people on. We've got Lydia, Regina, my mother-in-law, and Devin
My
on.
mommy.
Well, clearly, if she's my mother-in-law, she'd
I
be.
just was just saying that's my mommy.
And we've got Devin on YouTube. So glad to have you all here, and then all of our friends on Instagram.
Hello.
Having to split things up. We've got the Facebook and YouTube
Thank
comments on the
you.
right, and then Instagram on the left. But yes, she's like, "Is this shirt okay?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And you just affirmed that, so awesome. I have a matching one that says "Dad," and I have.
This was actually the shirts we used for our pregnancy announcement, like what, 7 years ago?
Yep.
Almost exactly 7 years
I have
ago.
no idea where my dad one is, so
It's
which is
probably
a little sad.
we'll get.
Yes. But yes, we just want to make sure we get a chance to let everyone join. But also, if you want to catch up on any of our past topics, feel free to catch the videos on YouTube. But also, the audio versions will be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts, especially if this becomes a two-parter and you end up wanting to catch both of them. You can feel free to catch the recordings of them. But on that note, will let my lovely wife, Vanna White, of the Healthy Nights, introduce our topic for the evening.
Yes, tonight we're talking about the scale is not your boss. A lot of times on a health journey, we focus primarily on losing weight, which, yes, you want to lose weight. Like everybody has that magic number in mind, whether it's 5 pounds or, 100
or more.
or more. Everybody has that magic number, but the scale in general is not your boss. And we want to talk about reasons why and just things we can do to look past the scale.
Absolutely. So just kind of to open things up, have you ever gotten on a scale and been like, dang, and then you let it ruin your day? You've been on point, you've been consistent, like we've been working at being consistent. You get on that scale and expect a big dip, and it's not.
Yeah, that was me in February. I was on it in February. Like,
Well, we've been on it since.
we've been on it since January.
Yep.
But I was on it, and I gained like 4 pounds, something like that, in February, and I was on it, and it was so frustrating. I lost those 4 pounds, but it's still I get it. It's so frustrating.
Yay! And Kathy is joining us live today. Normally she catches the podcast, but glad to have you here live. That's something different. It kind of hits different when it's live, but love the recording options. Devin mentions for him when he gets on the scale, he turns around so he doesn't see the number, so it's a log somewhere, so it doesn't throw him off balance. That's absolutely having that number can definitely throw you off balance, but having a track is still good. I wished, I have been better at tracking my weight when I was heavier. Also, even before this journey, I wish I tracked my weight because I don't know, what I was, in college because I didn't really weigh myself. So I can just go off of looks. But yes, it can throw you off. But having the numbers is very good. But it definitely can kind of throw you off. But there's a lot of things that the scale doesn't grade you. It's not the complete measurement of your body.
It's not a report card for your health journey. Like, it is not the defining factor. It is a factor, it is data, but it is not the defining factor.
The scale does not measure your fat versus muscle. It doesn't measure your hydration. It doesn't measure inflammation, hormones, or the food that's still in your digestive system. It takes 12 to 24 hours sometimes for some food to go through your system.
Sometimes longer, depending on how your gut health and everything is.
Absolutely. So there's going to be food still left in you. So it does not tell you that. It tells you a raw number. It doesn't tell you any of this. There are some scales that can give you some of those numbers, but the at scale at home ones are not going to be as accurate. But it's just that. It's just a tool. It's data. It's kind of like a baseline. So it's not the judge.
Yes.
So if the scale isn't the boss, then what else should we measure?
First thing, sorry, my notes, my eyes. Daily weight fluctuations can be caused, like you said, by multiple different things. So these are some reasons why the scale might fluctuate. Water retention, your salt intake can completely throw your water off, whether you have too much or too little. It's kind of a good little balance there. And carbs. Glycogen, is that how you say that?
I think so.
Glycogen
Stores water.
It stores water. It holds onto water. So the more carbs you have, the more water you may be retaining. My friend calls her face after she's had she's keto, and she will call her face carb face if she's had carbs, because her face retains water, and it really does. Like, I'm not on a low carb diet. I love my carbs, but I will honestly say, like, when she has carbs versus when she doesn't, you can see the difference in her face, like, and all over, but really, like, it does hold water.
Absolutely. And I will let you talk about the next one.
Yes. And another thing is hormones. I was actually just talking about this at work today. Some women like straight up look pregnant because of hormones sometimes. It causes you to bloat. It causes issues when when I'm either about to have my monthly or I'm ovulating, I can be up 5 to 10 pounds and I could be doing everything right. I've joked and said I feel like I have 1 or 2 weeks where I can actually have an accurate weight because my hormones are just really affecting it otherwise.
And then exercise, we mentioned before, we need to do a lot of strength training. Your muscles will kind of hold on to that water to kind of help repair itself. So there's a lot of different reasons. And like we mentioned also too, the food that's still digesting, your sleep quality, stress and cortisol can affect your weight. So it is okay for your weights to fluctuate. And it is actually 100% normal. Anyone you talk to, doctors, athletes will tell you that it is normal for your weight to fluctuate.
Yes, and just like you can gain weight rapidly from like water weight and things like that, you can also lose it rapidly as well. I don't know what has changed in the past like week, but I lost 8 pounds last week. And I am almost certain most of that was water weight. I feel lighter, I feel less bloated. Granted, I was ovulating the week before, but like 8 pounds, I did not lose 8 pounds of body fat. I know that a lot of that, most of that was probably water. So also keep that in mind too. Like, if you have a big dip one week, don't expect it the next week because you probably lost a lot of water weight.
And we notice the same thing, like whenever we go off plan or we have, holidays and whatnot, that weight kind of comes down a little bit more quicker at first and then slows down because a lot of that is water weight. We're back on track eating our normal amounts of food, all that stuff.
Yes, and someone on Instagram said, I was wondering why my weight goes up after exercising. Yes. So I've been told if you're sore after an exercise, your body is probably retaining some sort of
you can expect to be up a little bit.
So if you're sore, you're probably retaining water from being sore because it's protecting those muscles.
And so one of the problems with letting the scale be the boss is people quit too early. They'll get discouraged, and like Devin says, he doesn't like to look at the number. He likes to track it, but they'll get discouraged. Or I know an influencer on Instagram that used to he would punish himself when the scale went up. He would go on long fasts. And that's not always the best. Fasting is not bad in any means if done correctly, but he would punish himself by fasting because of the scale not being down, and that is also not conducive. And then people become obsessive.
Yes, absolutely. They tend to ignore the positive progress because they're just focusing on the scale. We'll talk about non-scale victories later, but they ignore all the non-scale victories and they're just focusing on that. Or say you just lost like 3 pounds, but you're up a pound. They won't focus on the fact that I'm still down 2 pounds overall. They're just going to focus on that 1 pound that they've gained and just only focus on the negative instead of the positive.
Absolutely. But the key thing is progress isn't recognized. It often gets abandoned. So we want to make sure that's why we don't want to let the scale be our boss, because it's not the only thing that goes on.
Yes.
There are a lot of different non-scale victories.
Yes, absolutely. And then we've talked about a lot of these. There are the obvious physical ones. Your clothes are fitting better, belt notch changes, face looks leaner, Rings fitting differently.
They're nice and loose
Yes,
sometimes.
they are very loose. I actually can barely wear. I wear my Aura ring, but I can bear when I switch it out with my wedding ring and my wedding band. I can barely wear them because they're so. And I've had them resized once or more than once, I think. Um, but anyways, you have better posture, improved endurance, lifting heavier weights, faster walking pace. There are so many just physical non-skill victories, and this is just a small list. Like there are so many. I try to look at as many non-scale victories physically as I can. Because sometimes it gets hard. Like honestly, like my pants for some reason are very tight today. And I don't know why, because like I said, I just lost 8 pounds last week. But I'm trying, like, I try not to focus on that and think about the fact that this shirt is so loose compared to when I first got it. So, you know, I try to have a positive if there is some sort of negative with the non-scale victories.
Absolutely. So if you have negative thoughts, it's you best to try to counteract them with positive thoughts. So you think a negative thought, try to list of a couple of positive ones to kind of counteract that and get your mind into a more positive light. Sometimes you got to fake it until you make it. We mentioned that multiple times.
And sometimes those physical or any non-scale victory does not go hand in hand with what the scale is saying. Sometimes, like we've talked about this before, when I started strength training, I was actually up on the scale, but I lost, what was it like? I lost 2 or 3 pant sizes.
And
she
was like, losing inches, but the weight was not going anywhere.
And so like sometimes it doesn't go together. That's why I have to look at those non-scale victories.
And then there's some ones where we don't always think, we always jump to the physical non-scale victories, but there are a lot of health related non-scale victories. We've talked about, going up a couple flights of steps without being winded. Huge.
We stayed in a hotel a couple weeks ago, and we chose that one elevator was broken, so we chose to go up. Granted, we were on the 3rd floor, so it was only 2 flights of stairs. But when we got back to our hotel room each time, like I commented to Chris, like it is so nice to go up 2 flights of stairs and not be winded. Like it was crazy to me because I used to could barely go up 1 flight of stairs.
Yeah. Without just being completely and utterly out of breath. But other health non-scale victories, lower blood pressure, better cholesterol, improved blood sugar is really, really important. And
my blood sugar has improved since.
And the blood sugar helps with those cravings. A couple weeks ago we talked about a craving, and having a better blood sugar control is definitely going to be very instrumental in helping you with those cravings. But then lower resting heart rate. I think when we started this, we had like 5 or 6 years ago, we had a resting heart rate of like in the 80s.
It was very high.
Very high. And now it's around 50 and 60. It really kind of depends, and that will still fluctuate too, but that's 20 points lower than what we started with. You'll sleep better. And then you have less joint pain. I know Courtney has those knees that tell the weather, and they bother her less.
They do bother me less. Before, it was not just the weather. Like they would just hurt if I walked too much, if I did this, if I did that. Now they don't. Like I can get on the elliptical and do like 3 or 4 miles and my knees are fine.
And sometimes they'll hurt a little bit, and then she'll get on the elliptical, and then they won't hurt as much.
Works it out a little bit. So.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of health related and non-scale victories. It also, all this ties back into some of our whys. A lot of the whys people have told us is to get off medication, to just be able to play with their children without getting winded, to be able to go up flights of stairs. So all these things play back into your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to eat healthy? Why are you trying to lose weight?
Absolutely.
And then there's lifestyle and non-scale victories. And these ones I really didn't think about a lot.
Yeah, we kind of had to brainstorm these. We didn't think about these at all, honestly, when it came to non-scale victories. But things like your cravings become weaker. I noticed in the past week or so, I talk about my Reese's. Y'all, I have a bag of Reese's in the freezer right now that's been in there since like 3 or 4 days after Valentine's Day. And it's still in the freezer. And on top of that, I have a thing of Reese's eggs. There's still like 3 left in there. And it was like a 6-pack. There's still 3 left. There's 2 bags of Reese's I haven't even opened. And y'all know me and my Reese's. But I haven't even been craving them. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I crave, like, I haven't been having that.
Courtney would have gone through them.
All of them. Like, not just 1 bag, all of them.
Yep.
By, like, week 1 or 2.
And for me, I got One of my weaknesses are those sourdough pretzel bites, the Snyder's, and my favorite one is buffalo, and we got it
They're
back
so good.
like a week ago. I haven't even opened them yet. So those types of things, those are huge
I actually
wins.
didn't know he got those.
Yeah,
They're so good.
they're delicious. Even Catherine likes them. She loves spicy buffalo things. But just 6 years ago, we would have gone through that. I could have sat through that bag and eaten that bag in one sitting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like 10 servings. So those types of things. You also will notice yourself feel full quicker.
Yes.
Having smaller portions, we will sometimes it'll blow our mind sometimes.
The other day, we had steak and potatoes, and it was 2 larger steaks to feed 5 people. And I'm looking at these steaks thinking, this is not going to be enough. He measured them out. Not measured. He cut them into portions, weighed them out, and my portion that I thought was like 3 or 4 ounces was 9 ounces. I was like, this is insane. It was like what, like 700 calories worth of steak. I was like, we're not doing it.
And we wouldn't have batted an eye
No.
at eating that size
But I
steak.
cut it in half and had that and half of a potato,
Mhm.
and I was full. I was satisfied.
And
It blew my mind. I was like, what? I just ate like 3 ounces of steak and half of a potato, and I'm good. Like, what?
And before we would go to Taco Bell and we would get, gosh, 15, 16 items. And
Literally, we would split.
we
that
would
many
each
items.
have like 5 or 6 items, and then Catherine would have a couple of them, and we would still feel like we wanted more. And now we can go to Taco Bell, we can spend $14 and get really small things like we've talked about this before. The mini taco salads that are like 270
Or
calories.
like a little small flatbread, and we're good.
Mhm.
Like, he one day went and just got the mini taco salad, and he was good. Like, one.
Yes, so it still blows our mind, so how much less we're eating because of that, and it's just our losing weight, making better choices, and building habits. Thank you. That's what, not our sole reason. That's one of our many reasons, is for you all. We're here to give you tips and give you all encouragement to help you be successful in your health journey, and we can't do that if we're failing.
Yeah.
So that is one of the whys. We don't want to let you down by not making these good choices. So thank you, Lydia, for that comment. It really, really helps.
Yes. And some more lifestyle non-skill victories. I'm drinking more water. Like, sometimes you start drinking more water without even realizing it. And like me, if I don't have my water, I notice. Like, that night, I'm like craving just plain old good ice water. Automatically choosing healthier foods. I don't really like having like fried foods and things anymore. Like, I will occasionally, but that's not like, if I go to a restaurant, I'm more than likely not going to pick the fried foods because I know how it makes me feel. I'm going to pick the healthier options.
And it's not just because we feel like we have to, it's because we want to, really, at this point.
I want to feel better. Not eating late night snacks. That's a huge one for us. Cooking more meals at home. That's another thing that we try to do.
It helps the budget too.
It does. It really does. So these are all huge wins that the scale is not going to reflect.
Absolutely. And then there's some mental non-scale victories. We're a lot more confident. I would say a lot more confident, but the biggest thing is less guilt. When we eat, we would go out and eat, and we would overeat, and we binge. We would feel so bad, like we're never gonna get this. And we have less of that because we're being consistent, and we're making better choices, and it's coming more naturally to us too. So there's a lot less guilt.
Like something just clicked this last year. Like, last year we did really well until the end of the year. But this year still, like, it already feels different. It just feels like something has clicked with everything.
And our mood is consistently better. I do think that it is overall healthier cleaning. Healthier eating, cleaner eating, I think is the term I was trying to go for. That is really impacting it. We can't do all whole foods as much as we would like to, but just eating healthier, less fried food, our stomachs are not upset at us.
I can tell. And then, like, my mood is awful if I have something like fried foods or too much sugar. We went to a birthday party and we ended up having way too much cake. Like, We both had like
And I felt sick.
we felt sick, and then later on, like we were both so tired, and I was like, "What is wrong with us?" And he's like, "Courtney, I think it's the cake."
The sugar crash.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So when you're not used to that, and it's the thing, we used to feel like that all
All
the
the time,
time
and didn't
because
realize it because that's just how we felt.
yeah, because we always were eating horribly.
Yes, and then another mental non-scale victory is more energy, feeling stronger, and then consistency becoming easier. That's like what I was talking about, like how something's just clicked. Like being consistent, it's a lifestyle. It's not like just something I'm going to do during the week and then on the weekends go. Like it's a lifestyle, and consistency does become more easy.
And we still struggle.
We do. Like, don't think we don't. Like, we have our moments. I have my
But it's
moments where
easier.
I'm like, Chris, I want a burger. Go get me a burger. And thankfully, he's almost always strong for me because I'm almost always the one that's craving something that I shouldn't have. He's usually like, whatever, like whatever. So,
if it's not here, I don't want to go out and get it. But she will if she want to. But it's just it is becoming easier the more we do this. So we're it's extremely important. There's so many things: the mental, the physical, the lifestyle. There's so many non-scale victories.
But the real victory is not the number on the scale. It's just becoming a healthier person in general. This is all about your health. And yes, weight being down is fantastic, but your health in general, and like he said it multiple times.
It doesn't matter if I don't lose any, lose 1 other pound. Yes, it wouldn't matter. Granted, I would probably be a little sad, but the healthy choices that I'm making, I can run with my kid. I can go up the stairs. I can make better decisions. Even if I didn't lose another pound, my body is still physically, even at a higher weight, healthier than it was when I was in college because I wasn't making good choices with food. I was not going out and getting exercise. So even though I'm still higher, my body is still physically, cardiovascularly, a lot more healthier than it used to be. So I'm going to keep that as a win. And even if I didn't lose any more weight, which thankfully I am, I would continue doing it because I want to carry this into the rest of my life, and I want to minimize those health risks that come with not eating well and not getting exercise.
And with all of this, we're also talking to ourselves too. We have moments, we are human, where we get frustrated with the scale. We're just like, why are you up? Or why are you not moving? So if you do have these moments, we are definitely right there with you. Did you want to try to get through it, or did you want to make it part two?
I do want to. I don't think we quite have enough to do a full.
We're just going to try to get through the next quickly.
Yeah, so there are better ways to track your progress. So the scale is really is one way, but photos, progress photos.
Pictures.
We didn't for the longest time because we didn't like those photos. But we now make opportunities to take those full body photos so we can put those side by side. Those are really, really big. Do your transformation Tuesday photos, your face-to-face Friday photos, even if you don't share them, because they give you motivation. And then do body measurements, measure your waist, measure your arms, those types of things. Because when she was doing the strength training when she first started it,
I wouldn't have known there was progress if I just looked at the scale and didn't have my measurements.
And then check your strength gains. If you're at the gym and you're having to use more weights, or you're having to up the resistance on the elliptical or on the bike, those are some really, really good ways to track your progress.
Yes, absolutely. Energy levels, sleep quality, fitness performance, that goes with the strength gains. Your step counter activity, like you can be more active because you're healthier. Your body composition can be different. You could lose fat. You could also be gaining muscle. Gaining muscle will make the scale go up because muscle weighs more than fat. And sometimes because of that, the scale doesn't change very much.
And then, so how to use the scale the right way. So we've talked about if you want to track.
I'm a daily weigher.
Daily weights. Use weekly averages. So if you get on that scale, take the average for the week. Next week, take the average for that week. I guarantee you, your averages from last week are going to be higher than the averages last week, and so forth. You're going to see the averages go down or track once per week. Look for long-term trends. There are going to be reasons why you might not move up, and there might be reasons why it fluctuates. But just take those averages; it's perfectly fine.
Absolutely. Oh, look, we're almost done. I thought there was a lot more than that. So, yes, but just remember, if you're eating better, moving more, sleeping better, doing all the things, you're winning whether the scale agrees or not, because like we said before, the scale is not a report card for your health. You're winning. All of those things are wins. I've said before, small changes are still big wins. I always say start small, and any small change, it might not make the scale move, but it is affecting your health.
And a ton of small changes put together makes some big changes. So keep pushing forward, and don't let those that scale be your boss. You tell it what's boss.
Absolutely.
So now let's move on to this this
This recipe is so good, you guys.
It was
We made
delicious.
it last week and it was incredible.
So good. And
I ate
Kathleen enjoyed it.
leftovers and was, oh my goodness.
Because you know us, we make bigger portions so we can have leftovers sometimes the next day. So it's kind of part of our meal prepping, and it was delicious. It was so good.
Keep in mind, it has green beans in it. I don't even like canned green beans, but this was so good.
And it's a great way to sneak in some vegetables. Kathleen had no idea there was vegetables in it. She's like, "What? There's green beans in there?" After she had already eaten it.
Yes. But it's a 7 1/3 cups. That's one of the like 32-ounce bags of diced hash brown potatoes. It's like the diced potatoes. A pound of lean ground beef. I do the 97 lean or 93, whatever you want. A pouch of the onion soup mix, a can of French style green beans, a cup of fat-free plain Greek yogurt, 2 cans of the 98% fat-free cream of mushroom soup, and a cup of fat-free or any kind of cheddar cheese you like. Preheat the oven to 350. Air fry the bag of diced potatoes for about 10 minutes. You do not have to do this. You can just cook it longer. But we like that it was a little crispier, and
it helps make the overall, like, that could be in the air fryer cooking while we do
that's what we did. It was in the air fryer while we were doing the other things, so it didn't have to go in the oven for as long. But while the potatoes are cooking, start cooking the ground beef until it's no longer pink and drain any grease. Add in the packet of onion soup mix and cook for another few minutes. If you want to, you can add some broth or water to this, but you don't have to. Remove from heat and add all the remaining ingredients except for the cheese, and make sure you drain the green beans and mix well. Once combined, mix the beef mixture with the cooked potatoes and add to a greased 9x13 pan. Top with the shredded cheese. If you're using fat-free cheese, spray that cheese. Spray it with cooking spray, spray butter, whatever. It will help it melt. And then cook for 25 minutes. If you did not air fry the potatoes, you will probably need to cook it for about 40 minutes.
Maybe top it with foil to keep the top from burning.
But this is delicious. When I tell you it's good.
So good. And it's between 6 and 7 bites, 296 calories, which is very lean for a dinner. And then 31 net carbs. And how much protein?
27.8 grams protein.
A lot of protein.
And you know us, I think we may have added cottage cheese to ours.
I think we did, because not even 300 calories for dinner. We were able to add a little bit of cottage cheese to the top, added more protein, and delicious.
And also made it feel like there was more of it.
Oh, absolutely. I think we even made slightly smaller servings because of that. But feel free to take a look at this recipe. It'll be posted on Instagram and Facebook on the Healthy page. But also, if you take a look at the Healthy app website, the blog posts there will show it. There'll also be all of our other recipes, as well as other recipes from other coaches.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for joining us this week. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you all next week.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.